Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Gala. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff here. So primarily we're still looking to see whether we can confirm that this low is in here, or whether we do have something else going on here. So we need to be a little bit cautious. There is still a potential to push up. So even if we do not form a bigger 5-wave move up towards this zone of this 2390 zone, there is still that potential that we could still see some upside as an A, B, and a C towards this 10 cent 817. So what I'm looking for here is there's two ways that we can potentially count this move. We can either count this move into this high here, and then we have this beginning of the flat correction. We have a connector wave here, and then potentially this is our Y wave completed. However, there is a possibility that within this structure, we could have another leg here to the downside, which could actually look to move down towards this zone of this 1-to-1 here at this 24 area. So we need to be a little bit cautious. You know, there is still potential that we could see another drop here in this manner, where we could actually look to come down to this area. So just keeping an eye on that zone down here at this 24 cent. That would also actually bring us back into that 618, that golden pocket area, that 25 cent to that 24-cent range. So this is what I'm looking out for. For as long as we actually hold this low, we could actually potentially argue that instead of looking for another low here, you know, potentially we could actually be looking to progress to the upside here. And the thing is within this move is we'd have to be cautious, because if we do fail to actually break back above this 53.26 range, we could see further continuation here. So we're going to go over some bearish potentials and some bullish ones within this video. So make sure you stay tuned so you get kept up to date. So the problem that I have with this is this move to the downside is looking quite strong here. You know, it could develop as just a 3-wave move and continue to hold support above here. But if this starts to break down deeper, we need to be a little bit cautious. We could get something like this develop to the downside as a bigger 5-wave move, looking to push us down towards this 24 02424 region. So this is what we're looking for. To maintain a bullish aspect within this count, we need to hold above this 02038 region, and finally losing this 01542 would basically invalidate any bullish potential out of here. But for as long as we hold these zones, potentially we could start to look to break to the upside. So we're going to discuss, I think it's better if we just go over what I'm looking at here. So what we need to be cautious of is the fact that this could still be a 4th wave here. And we need to be cautious of that fact. Potentially, even if we form a another move to the upside here, this could still be seen in this zone. So this area of rejection that we have to look out for is between the 7833 to the 0547 region. So basically within this area, you know, we need to be cautious that we don't actually look to reject to the downside here and look to break down much deeper and actually lose this low, because this low of this 1542 is impartial if we are arguing that, you know, we are starting a bullish trend to the upside here. Even if we just form a 3-wave move up here, this technically doesn't get us out of this issue. We'd have to move much higher for that, or we'd have to start getting better upward structure here and starting to push. Otherwise, we need to be cautious that this could still break down. So within this, I'm going to talk about this bearish potential first here. You know, potentially we need to be careful that we haven't set up something like this, where we could be setting up for 1 2 1 2, and then actually we start to break down deeper here. So if I come in on this smaller time frame here, 1 hourly, what I'm being mindful of is if we do have a deeper move down here towards this 02814, and we actually fail to hold this support zone here, you know, potentially we could actually set up for this move as a 1 2 3 4 and then a 5, which could take us down obviously towards that 1-to-1. We're looking for that 2558 area. So that's fine if we just get a 5-wave move like this. That wouldn't actually put us in a dangerous position. What we'd have to be cautious of, though, is if we do get another five-wave move down like this, potentially we'd have to watch this retracement up here. If this just plays out in a three-wave structure, this could actually be setting up for a much deeper drop, where this becomes a 1, 2, and then actually we look to push deeper through this 01800 region. If we do break through this, then we'd have to look at the fact that potentially we have a 1, 2 here, and potentially we are within this white third wave here, and that can extend out here. Obviously, it depends on how the structure exactly forms. We don't have all the structure here to measure it out accurately, but this is what I can measure out from what we do have. So we need to be cautious. We need to maintain this high of this 03027. Otherwise, this could actually lead to a much deeper sell-off here if we fail to find support in that support box and we actually move down towards this 01800 region. That could lead us to a continuation here, potentially down towards this zone of this 1403 to this 1166, with the bigger fifth wave zone being down here at this 11 cent to this 00641 area. So we need to be cautious. This isn't off the tables yet. As long as we hold the support box, it's fine. But if we start to break down too deep there, we need to be cautious of that. So basically what we're looking for is whether this low is going to hold here. If we do hold this low point of this 2993 here, potentially we're starting this move to the upside. But really we want to get over this potential rejection area here. We've already come into it and we have been rejected. Now it's going to be crucial that we stay above this low. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But basically what we need to do is get back above these X wave highs here. So this zone here of this 5304 and back above this start of the move here at this 6296. Until we do that, we need to be very cautious, as we could continue to get rejected off these levels and continue to set these lower lows and lower highs. So for as long as we're doing that, we need to be a little bit careful. Okay, so the alternative way that we were looking at this move was basically looking at the fact that instead of looking at this move completing over here, we can technically count it into this high as well. If that was the case, then basically what we could have here is the same idea really. This is an ABC for either a W or a wave, and then potentially looking for this to play out as an X wave here. So the main difference here is the target is slightly lower. That is the only difference, really. 2183 of this 1-to-1. So we need to be a little bit wary about this. If we just get three-wave structure up here, potentially, up into this zone of this 5329 to this 4324, we need to be cautious of the fact we could actually get rejected and break down again and come back and revisit some of these lower zones, because we only just came into that top end of this box at 50%. It's enough to be a completed correction as a B wave here, but we need to be aware that these moves can sometimes drag out a little bit longer, and we could see something like this play out. So just bear that in mind. This is going to be a key rejection zone, this red box area. Potentially this high here could be interesting, lining up with 786. And as well as that, we are currently sitting below, where are they? There. So if I come back out into the 4 hourly, we are currently below that point of control as well of this range here. So I'm just being a little bit wary of this. If we start to lose this zone lower down here of this 655 to this 2655 to this 2539 area. Potentially once we lose this, there's a little bit of a deficit here, which could bring us back towards the beginning of this move. And if we start breaking down that deep, it starts to become less likely that this is looking to begin a impulse to the upside, though these things can happen. So if we do break down, this is going to be quite an interesting area. We can see there's a bit of volume in this zone. We do have previous structure here as well, and we have that fib zone. So be interesting to see how we react if we do break down one more time. Potentially that could look to fall short of this 1-to-1 target and maybe only move up towards these 2625 regions here. So keep an eye on that if we do actually break to the downside here. Okay, so now that covers pretty much that possibility of looking for continuation to the downside. What I'm looking for here basically is this is looking for that potential to break up. It solely is based off of maintaining this low of this 02993 region. If we fail to hold that 02993, then basically this whole move falls apart. What I'm looking for here basically is within this structure, looking at this as a potentially completed move into this high. There is always the possibility there could be some kind of extension in here that isn't apparent yet, but basically this is what I think is most probable at this point, is that if we are looking at this, I'm looking at this as an A, potentially a B, and then looking for the C wave down. So this C wave potentially could take us to this 3288, which is fine. It is beyond that 786. But if we just get a small move down beyond it and then actually look to break back up, that's fine. It's when we start to break through the 786 and consolidate below it that it becomes less likely that it's going to recover at that point. But yeah, really it only invalidates by coming past this 2993. So in the immediate short term, I want to see if we can manage to break back above this zone here of this 4301 and get back above this high. If we fail to do so, I would be expecting continuation. We've come up into this 50%, which is this 04030 region. And basically, if we fail to break above these zones, especially this 4301, it becomes more probable that we're going to continue to the downside. So keep an eye on that. Until we actually take this high again, we could see continuation to the downside as an A, B, and a C wave. So that's what I'm looking for here. If we do move down here, then potentially we have that chance of either looking for this to develop into a bigger 5-wave move if we manage to move up to the 6505 region. If we fail to do that, though, we could just form a 3-wave structure here, potentially towards this zone of this 05134. And if we only formed a 3-wave structure here, we'd have to be cautious, because if we form a 3-wave structure here and we take this low, basically what that would indicate is that we're going to see that continuation to the downside. We do need to be careful, however, because like I said before, we've come up into that rejection zone here, and we do have what looks like an impulsive move to the downside. If this move down breaks these lows and moves past this 02814 region, then potentially we're setting up for a bigger 5-wave move to the downside here, and we could actually start to sell off more heavily and potentially look to actually retest this support zone down here towards this zone, like I said, of this 2518 to this 2415 area. So that's what we're looking for. Yeah, I mean, there is bullish potential here. We need to maintain these zones, though. I want to see this move prove itself. It hasn't really done so far. We do have a 5-wave move off this low, but it is also a bit of a tricky one, counting it like that. You could also potentially argue that this is just a 3-wave move, where this becomes an A, a B, and a C wave here. Um, yeah, so it is what it is. We've got to wait for that confirmation. We've got this zone here. For as long as this area holds, this is going to be where this move sort of pivots. If it fails to hold this zone, then we have to go with that more bearish alternative, where we could be looking for another low here. And then if it fails to hold that lower support zone, then basically we got to just look out for that much deeper drop coming off of the back of it. But for as long as we hold this zone, still looking for some potential to actually move to the upside here, even if it is just a 3-wave move. So we're going to have to see what happens. Okay, everyone, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. As well as that, there is affiliate links for Primex, BT, and BYBIT down in the description. Both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis when we do our trades. If you don't have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.